welcome to another episode of Heroes of Newerth. Learning to play. My name is, of course, Feast on Thrones. And today we're looking at the laning phase, particularly from a carry's point of view. So you'll see I'm playing Moon Queen right now, and I'm just looking through a guide that I prefer. So we'll be looking at what you need to do in the laning phase, how much you need to harass, but primarily on last hitting, which I sort of did ages ago, but I really want to come back to it and focus on it, because if you get this sorted about last hitting the enemy creeps and denying your own, you really have the basics of the game sorted out. So first things first, I'd like to just say sorry for not being more dedicated to my YouTube channel. Life has been busy. Life's been good, and it's been difficult to spend enough time editing, then doing this voiceover and get everything just right for you, and getting the video looking in high definition, which I know you've come to expect from my channel. So I do apologise for that, but hopefully it's a new year. New Year's resolution is to be more proactive and do more things. So I'll just have to find the time to do everything else I like doing, like university drama and sport, and do this instead. But we'll see how that goes. The main thing you want to focus on as a carry is getting farm. And primarily that's through last hitting the creeps. Kills get you more experience and more gold, but really you want to be hitting the enemy creeps. And my friend who's with me playing Behemoth, he's after creep kills in this as well. So I'm getting a little bit too overextended a little bit, because we're in a hard lane. Empath's range is greater than mine, so I can't really harass without using my spell. But you'll see that Behemoth is going for the last hits on the creeps as well, so I haven't really got any farm yet. I'll excuse him. He should be sort of supporting me, but he wants to get his mana ring. So you'll see that I'm always moving backwards and forwards, and if I'm not moving backwards and forwards, I'm pressing H. And what H does, it just holds you in that position, stops you attacking, stops you moving. And that's really, really crucial, because if you auto-attack, which auto-attacking means that you just keep hitting the creeps willy-nilly. You see Behemoth there just wants to get the last hit on the creep. There we go. So that second volley there got me the gold that I needed. You'll only get the gold if you last hit the creep. So that's where the sort of technicality comes into play. But if you get that ability, that sort of skill sorted, done, then the game becomes much easier, because you can actually buy items and do well. Now, Moon Queen's a really good hero for someone who wants to play, someone who's aggressive, strong, but doesn't have the sort of skill placements. So Forsaken Archer, for example, has very particular skill placement. So you need to know where to place your stun when they're running away from you. Moon Queen only has a single target ability. And you'll see there, we just last hit that creep and we get the gold that we most desperately need as Moon Queen. Because as a carry, you just want to farm. You just want to farm and farm and farm. If your team is doing something silly, as long as you're not dying, and as long as you're farming, then you can say later on in the game, look guys, because I've been farming, I might have left you alone, but because I've been farming, we now are winning, because I have my items, I have my experience. I see at level 3 that my Moon Being does quite a lot of damage, so we are harassing him on purpose. We're just trying to get her so she doesn't engage. Now I misclick, and Malakin comes over, and I'm in trouble. But remember to use the items abilities. You'll see I'll click on my mana battery, and it recharges enough health and mana that I get the kill on Empath. I get the Bloodlust as well, so I get extra gold, which is just what you need. So don't forget to use those items that you have.
Like they were, just never mind.
So this is later. I've been just back to the pool and I'm coming down again. You'll see I've got boots and I've got the fully upgraded item there. It's not hugely effective, but it's better than just having the mana battery. So the power supply is much better. And you can see on the mini-map that Behemoth is waiting in the wings. He wants to try and kill them. I'm talking to him on Skype, and we are trying to get the kill. Now, unfortunately, we don't quite manage it. Fade's illusion kind of doesn't do a lot either, but we've harassed Malakin enough so that he shouldn't be coming back. He shouldn't be coming back in fear of death. So that's what harassing does. You want to harass because then they can't farm, because they know if they do try and farm, they'll get killed. It also means that they won't try and kill you because they might die. And Malakin, really, this is a terrible, terrible move by him. He really should not have come back. With Behemoth, you'll see him use his mana potion in a second, but with Behemoth, stun and my stun, it sort of just nukes their health down. So we're doing well, bottom lane. This is we had a quite hard lane, but we really are doing well. And you'll see me there. I see it's 6 minutes right at the top. You can see the time, and the runes come every 2 minutes at even numbers. So mid's a hard job. You've got a lot of things to worry about. So me just saying, there's double damage at bottom. It helps Fade, pink mid, because she has one less thing to worry about. She knows where the rune is, and she's actually going to benefit us now, because you can see on the map that she is coming down. She's coming down to gank. So me just helping, well, she might have come anyway, but me helping her, telling her right at the 6 minutes where the rune is, she's now seen the opportunity to come and kill them.
Just push the lane.
So now we're not going to be focusing on last hitting, so this is auto attacking right now. We just keep attacking the creeps as fast as our attack speed is possible. But that doesn't matter, because we want to push the lane. So our creeps get to the tower so we can kill those two. And they know what's going on. Faye did a good job and has pulled the enemy creeps away. So now Faye can come in. Double stun. One death. There's nothing they can do. So here I'm playing another sort of carry. Bubbles is a carry / support. It depends which lane he goes in and what the team requires. So at this point, we have Geomancer, Behemoth, and Magmus who can ward if needs be. I didn't really want to go middle, because I knew it would be against Monkey King, and Monkey King really should be just dominating this lane. But Bubbles can be a carry. You'll see that I'm getting the denies. I've got a couple of creep kills. Really, Monkey King should be doing better. Monkey King should be doing much better in this lane. I've got 3 creep kills, which isn't a huge amount. I've got 2 denies, which Monkey King should be hitting every last creep on both sides. I shouldn't be getting any farm. I shouldn't be getting any experience. So I misclick accidentally, and unfortunately this is going to cost me a lot of health. But I managed to dodge just, and you'll see I use my health potion. Now these are really useful. You should always carry one around, especially middle or in any lane really, because they can save you from dying in a close situation, but also in a situation like this, it means I don't have to go back to base and come back. It means that I can just be right back in the fray, and I nearly get him. Here, but I don't quite have enough mana. But when I dodged, when I was harassing him, I didn't use my first skill, because if I had, I would be dead. I used that just for escaping. And I see he's got the rune, and he's going to use his illusions to harass me, which is You know, it's a pretty good tactic. He wants to try and get me as low as possible. I don't have enough mana now to attack him, unfortunately. But you saw me writing previously SS, which is short for miss. And this is important because you need to tell your teammates where the enemy heroes in your lane are going. So by saying miss mid going top, it warns the top lane. It warns the top lane that they could have an extra hero coming into their lane, which is something that they don't want have happening. And unfortunately, I waste some mana because I have my third skill on auto cast, which I never usually do. I don't know why it's on like that. But I'm quite pleased with the way this lane is going. Against Monkey King, who really should be doing better, I feel quite good actually. I still don't have enough mana to kill him though. I'll need a lot more. But we keep getting those denies, and so many of you have played League of Legends, lol, and denying doesn't really focus in on the game. But here is a big part, because by denying the creeps, it means that the enemy hero gets half of the experience they normally would, and that's a big thing. It means you hit the levels earlier. You can hit a timing earlier. And you'll see there I'm running SS mid again. I know where he's going, so I'm telling bots that they could very well be in danger. So denying is very important to the game. If you can't deny, it's best just to hit the creep just before it dies, so they can't get the gold. That's a good sort of compromise. But you really want to get the deny, because that way you ensure they can't get the experience or the gold. And you'll see that I've actually out-leveled Monkey King by quite a considerable margin. Now, I don't quite know what Magnus does. He sort of misses his opportunity to stun and scares Monkey King away, and you'll see the heroic question mark. I don't know what he was trying to do. This is a little bit further on. I actually killed Monkey King. And I went and got the rune. And the important thing to be, for any lane, but especially middle, is to be map aware. You'll see that I noticed that top are in trouble, so I decide to come and help them out. Use my ulti, and I take down Mage Bane, who is a very dangerous late game carry. And that's an important kill. Very important kill. Any lane, you should be map aware. So even if, for instance now, bot lane could have teleported top, just to help out. Just, if you see that, you need to make sure, see when your allies are in trouble. Because especially for mid, that's a very important quality that you need to master. But that will come with practice and learning to look at the map, learning to look on this left-hand hero bar, to look at their health and mana stats. So I'm pinging, which you do by clicking Alt and then on the hero. And Geomaster's running backwards and forwards. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but I'm signaling my intention. And I see Magnus coming down on the right-hand side. He pings twice. He really wants to kill Monkey King. So we go in, we silence once. And that is a perfect dodge from Monkey King. Very nice dodge from Geomaster's stun. But you see on the left-hand side now, Behemoth. See what we're trying to do. He's being map aware. He enables us to get the kill. The double damage rune luckily spawned top, and this bemuses me. I don't know what Glacius is doing. I think he was warding, but he should not have been anywhere near here, and he lets me get a third kill. This is another piece of footage. You'll see I like Moon Queen. I want to give her a bit of exposure. She's one of my favourite heroes, along with Corrupted Disciple, Armadon, Predator, and Keeper of the Forest. They're my favourite heroes. So I'm learning with Geomancer, who also, he's not going for a support like the last one that we saw. He's going for a more sort of carry style. And we're in a tough lane again. Moon Queen's range isn't great, and Forsaken Archer and Bubbles can both outrange Moon Queen. And Geomancer's, of course, a melee, so I have to do all the harassing, so this is going to be tough. This early stage is crucial, and I'm trying to harass just so I can get the denies. And you'll see I've got 4 of them. And in this lane, I sort of take on a sort of semi-support role. I don't really, because I do go for creep kills, but you'll see I've got far more denies, twice as many currently. So that's really that's important because we will hit the levels faster than they do, and you'll see that they're both level 2. You'll see they're both level 2, but that's because they've actually had an extra wave of creeps than we had. So we are winning the experience battle. Geomancer's hitting very well. He's going for the last hits, and I'm just going to recap what you need to do. So instead of just standing next to the creeps and letting your hero just attack them, just press H or move around. You'll see that I'm moving. I always move around so that my hero doesn't auto attack the creeps, because the programming is done that it will attack one of the threats nearby, and if that's a creep, then it will attack the creep just steadily. I don't know what Geomancer's doing. I don't know if he's AFK or what, but I can't really be as forward now because I don't know if he's going to be with me. But last hitting, I can't stress this enough. Last hitting is so important. My first video, which dealt with the tutorial, I felt that the heroes in your tutorial doesn't really put enough emphasis on last hitting. It's so crucial. If you don't learn how to last hit both your creeps and the enemies, then you will never progress very far. Even if you miss last hitting the creeps, so you do it too early or a little bit too late, it's better than auto attacking. That really is, for people who play Heroes on Newerth, auto attacking is sort of the bane of their existence, because it only pushes the lane, and in these sort of stages, neither of us want to push the lane. We want to have it right next to the tower, so we've got a short distance to run to safety if they are trying to kill us, but they've got a long way to run if we're trying to kill them. And it means we can farm in safety, and that they always have to be mindful. Now, I bought the boots from the store back at home because the shop on the left-hand side, just below where the enemies are now, they've obviously got that part of the lane sewn up. It's in their territory. So I can't really go there and buy the boots. So you should be, if you can use the side shops, you should always buy your items from there, because it means that the middle can use the courier to get his bottle and boots, which is much more important. But if you can't, then you can use the courier. Now what I'm doing here, you saw at about 55 seconds, or 5 seconds to the minute, I went and attacked the creeps, and then I ran away. What this does, because at the minute new creeps arrive, so now you see that it's stacked. So now it's stacked, I can pull the lane. And what this means is that these stacked creeps, so long as they're stacked, they will kill an entire wave of our own creeps. You might be thinking, why do you want to do that? Well, what that means is that the creeps kill the neutral creeps, kill our creeps, which means that they have less experience. Now, Geomancer pulled the lane back, but in doing so, he revealed what I was doing by pulling the lane. So our combined effort, me pulling the lane and him pulling their creeps behind the tower, enabled us to get a kill. And you'll see me attacking Bubbles here with my spell because I see he's glowing blue, as Geomancer is now. He's using a mana pot to regenerate his mana, which costs money. So what can I do to stop him getting mana regeneration? Oh, that's it. I'll attack him. And in the motion of attacking him, he loses the ability. I'll just quickly talk about the last clip again. So when you're pulling, you should pull 17 seconds after the creep spawn. So that's either at minute 17 or it's at minute 47. And that way you always intercept the creeps that are running in. So now I'm playing Armadon. I've played a lot of range carries, so I thought I'd play a melee carry. And I'm laned with Soul Reaper, who's going for a few creep kills. He's being a bit rude because he should be letting me get them all. And he's played usually as a support. And we're against Glacius, who's solo. And unfortunately, Glacius doesn't have the best of times. Really, there's not a lot he can do in this sort of lineup. You'll see that I'm waiting. I wait for the creeps. And then I try and kill them. And I see Magnus is coming behind us. So there's 3 of us in this lane. I forget why Magnus was actually here in the first place. But we get the kill. Now I would want Magnus to leave the lane. He's sort of done his duty, as it were. And it's time for him to go, because Moon Queen needs help in the bottom lane. And he's mucking up all the farm. You see he was auto-attacking right there, and that's what you don't want to happen. You'll see that Soul Reaper has, which we talked about pulling the lane, you'll see that Soul Reaper has put a ward in that creep camp. And that means that creeps will never spawn there. So that means he can't pull the lane. So that means the lane, because the Glacier has been pushing it, will always be quite far this way. And that's good for us, because we're, again, in safety. And it means the Glacier has a long way to run if he wants to get back. So I'm coming to a different bit of footage now. We're against solo Flint Beastwood, and I'm partnered with Demented Shaman, who's a perfect support. So really, we should be in good stead for this lane. And you'll see again that the pull spot has been warded perfectly by Demented Shaman. So the Flint Beastwood's going to push the lane. You'll see he's already got the 2 Warlocks. So this lane is pushed towards our tower. This is perfect. This is just what we want. And you'll see for 1 minute 10 I'm doing quite well on the creep kills, both. And because we're both ranged, we should be harassing Flint Beastwood a lot. We want to make sure he gets no gold and very little experience by keeping him far away from the creeps. You'll see that while I attack the creeps, Demented Shaman is attacking Flint Beastwood, which is what you should be doing as support. And there'll be another video coming up shortly. I've got footage of me playing a few supports, and there's more focus on the pulling, the stacking and pulling of lanes, and the sort of harassing, which is what you should be trained to do. I think Flint Beastwood has to be careful. He cannot get out of position. And this is that tiny misclick forwards is his mistake. He lets me stun him, and because my cooldown on my stun is very short, and it's powerful. It's a powerful stun as well. I can stun him to allow Demented Shaman to catch up, and then between us both we kill him. But that one little mistake, that one little walk forwards, was really the end. And here you see that middle is typing SS, saying middle is missing. I didn't know which way he went, so I didn't buy the boots from the shop, because if he had come top, Nomad had come top, he probably would have killed me. So I decided to buy the boots at the store and then use the courier to ferry them to me. Or I will, since I still have my gold intact. Now, what you should be doing in a solo lane is trying to gank their forests as well. So you see Legionnaires level 4, and in a short while he will be level 6 in a minute, maybe a minute and a half. He'll be level 6. So we do need to try and gank him as well. I made a mistake. Obviously, I bought the boots from the store. I'll be using the courier shortly for another bits and pieces. And you see that Flint is now right at the back. He's not even trying to compete for the last hits. He just wants experience now. He just wants to turtle up. He just wants to turtle up and gain as much experience as he can without dying. Because if he dies a lot, it only puts him behind. He loses his gold. And it puts me ahead. And Moon Queen in the late game is a fierce sight to behold. Now, between the Demented Shaman and I, we're doing a good job of keeping Flint Beastwood at bay. We have done pretty well in this lane. You'll see that Demented Shaman is the same level as Flint Beastwood, and I've out-leveled him. So against a solo lane, we have won considerably. Now, I go to check on Legionnaire here, just to see if he's anywhere near. He's not. And then Flint Beastwood appears. I don't know what he was doing here. He really should not have been following me, because on a one-on-one fight, I've out-leveled him. I can still beat him. And he dies again. I've watched this clip a few times, and it still bemuses me. Why? What was he doing there? You shouldn't follow, because Legionnaire obviously wasn't anywhere near. He should have just tried to farm up. Now, I buy a mana potion as well, because I feel my mana is getting a little bit low, and my stuns take quite a bit off my mana. So by having full mana, I can stun about 3 or 4 times, maybe more. And that's sort of, at the moment, that's where my main damage is coming from. Later, my auto attacks will be doing the most bit of damage, but right now, I want full mana to use my spells. And now is the time, you'll see, well, I didn't quite get the time right, but he was a minute and a half after I said, so about a minute ago, he was level 6. So that's how scary a jungler can sort of snowball in levels. So we're going around all the jungle trying to find where he is. But he's come middle to help Nomad. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't get the gank on Fade. And Fade is sort of playing nicely. He obviously knows we're nearby and so is baiting them. And Legionnaire makes a fatal error in judgment. And he dies as well. So it's important to try and kill the jungler as well, because otherwise they can just snowball out of control. Here we're playing another melee carry, Rampage. Torturer is my friend, and he's going for last hits as well. He just got that one there. But really, I should be getting most of the last hits here, especially with my passive ability. Pebbles is I feel sorry for Pebbles because he's solo. Solstice is in the woods. We've actually got a tri-lane going on because Parasite is in the forest. Going in there directly to counter Solstice by irritating him, by taking the creeps, infesting them, and then denying Solstice's farm. So as long as he doesn't die, Solstice won't be getting any farm at all. Now, we know Pebbles has pulled the lane because there's a wave of creeps missing, so we go to investigate. There we go. We see the remains of the creeps. Pebbles is being rather ballsy. He should not be harassing this much. If Torturer had stunned there, he would have taken a lot of damage. But we've got to be a little bit careful because Solstice is now missing. She's only level 1, but she can still be a problem. So we go back to laning now. we'll leave Pebbles for the time being. But I'm trying to be map aware. If I ever see that Solstice gets on low health, I will charge her, and together we will kill her. So I'm trying to sort of, if she gets to about 30% HP, I will go in. So I'm trying to like keep an eye out. It's not really low enough yet. Parasite is playing a dangerous game. But really, I will only charge if I can be guaranteed of a kill. And with Parasite not having a good creep, it's kind of difficult. And unfortunately, because I was watching, I followed the creeps in. It doesn't kill me, fortunately enough. In fact, we do a lot of damage to Pebbles instead. But I wasn't paying attention to my hero, which is not the best thing. It was a little lack of judgment. Well, not paying attention, but it doesn't matter. And because Pebbles is on low health, and we see that he doesn't have much mana either, we can get the kill on him as well. And it's about time, really. Against a solo melee hero with a melee stunner, and harasser, and a ranged stunner, we should be doing well in this lane, and we are. I've got a few creep kills, I've got enough denies. You'll see I just rake in the creep kills now, and I'm waiting to. You might be thinking, why am I waiting for with all that gold? And that's because I want to save up for a life tube, which is what I've got now. And now that allows me to be a little bit more adventurous, and offers me survivability as well.
Great miss.
Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, guys, for more videos coming out. The next one that should be coming out is the support video. The video that looks at the laning phase from a support point of view that I mentioned briefly in this video today. If you've liked what you've seen, then please like and comment if you have any suggestions. If you feel like you want to watch more, then please subscribe. It all helps me in a great deal. And I make these videos for you anyway. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.